Okay, everybody, I have a big admission and I also have an apology to make. A couple of weeks ago, I started experimenting with something that you guys have talked to me about in the comments a lot about. And when I started doing that, I actually stopped doing Duolingo. So my Duolingo challenge is over. And it was a really big decision for me because I have a lot of time invested in it and I had a lot of time invested in my streak and in these videos that I've been making for you guys. And I was like, man, if I stop this, there's no getting it back. But it's time. Duolingo, my trusty green amigo. You've taught me everything I know about Spanish verb conjugations, and you've helped me find baños and order food in restaurants all across Argentina and in Mexico and all kinds of other places. But I think our time together is done. We must say adios, Duolingo. And Duolingo team. I want to say thank you to the people behind Duolingo because it's really easy to think of that as just like an app and just objectively what it is on your phone. But the truth is, there's a whole team of like software designers, of engineers, of language experts that are actually behind Duolingo that are really trying to help you learn your language. Thank you guys. The change that I saw after doing my 70 something levels of Duolingo is huge. It went from just garbled language that I don't understand, just syllables strung together where I can't even identify words, to I'm getting 50, 60% of this. And that is a huge difference. If I could change one thing about how I went about learning Spanish, I would go back like 2 years and just do this Duolingo challenge from the very beginning. And if I had done this for the first 3 months, my whole Spanish world would be different today and it would be better. Having said that, there are a ton of people out there that say Duolingo sucks. It doesn't work. It doesn't actually teach you anything. And those people are wrong. I'm switching away from it because I think for me, my next level needs to come from natural speech. You guys actually brought up comprehensible input several times in the comments, and I wasn't actually new to that. I've tried comprehensible input before. I actually did this a similar challenge where I watched this video about Days and Words, where he went and learned Spanish from watching Spider-Man 100 times. I was like, yeah, that seems reasonable. I'm going to go do that. And so I did a similar thing. In fact, before I started the Duolingo challenge, that was my plan for like, this is going to be my challenge. I'm going to watch these TED Talks 100 times over, and I'm just going to learn Spanish like magic. And you know what happened? It didn't work. It just didn't work for me. I downloaded some TED Talks. I did translations for them. I watched one of them 100 times. I knew the talk in and out, backwards and forwards, but I didn't feel like it impacted my everyday Spanish at all. I think it was just too early in my development to make comprehensible input a valid way of learning. I think that if you're not getting, I don't know, 30, 40, 50% of what is being said in Spanish, I don't think it's worth it to spend your time on comprehensible input. If I had it all to do over again, I would go back. I would do exactly what I've done for the last few months and do Duolingo heavy duty for like 3 months in a row until I built up some strong foundations it's like a structure. It's like a scaffolding to put all of your comprehensible input on. Now my brain is used to thinking a little bit in a different language. I have way better basic listening skills. I have way better speaking. I have a much larger vocabulary. I've got a basic structure which all of those bits of comprehensible input can now stick. And it makes such a huge difference in my experience of trying to watch Netflix in Espanol. And it was your comments that made me think about comprehensible input again. So thank you guys. Thank you for talking about it with me, because it had been a while since I had tried comprehensible input. And so I queued up some Netflix, and lo and behold, was amazed. I was absolutely blown away by how much better the experience was for me. I could hear at least like 50, 60% of the words. I still can't process them fast enough to make them into real speech in my mind, but I have the pieces. I can feel that the pieces are there. I just have to link them together, and that is going to just take practice. But anyway, thank you guys for bringing me back to comprehensible input and totally destroying my Duolingo challenge in the process. What's next? I think I should do a new challenge. I think I should do a comprehensible input challenge, and I'm going to. But I'm going to make a different video about it. This video is about my goodbye to Duolingo and why I'm moving on. So I'll make another video about what my new challenge is going to be, and yes, it will have something to do with comprehensible input. So, adios, Duolingo. Bye, Duo.